Before it was destroyed by fire in early 2011, the Lorne Hotel in Comox stood on that very same street corner for over 133 years. In recent months, staff and volunteers at the Comox Museum and Archives have taken the time to create a unique exhibit honoring the legacy of this landmark structure. But it was while researching the early origins of the Lorne Hotel, the crew found some odd discrepancies about the original owner and the builder of the hotel, John Fitzpatrick.
We have found that some of the information likely is different than what we had commonly been rehearsed to tell everybody. So then we started looking.
Up until now, common historical knowledge was that Comox settler John Fitzpatrick was a U.S. citizen before coming to Comox. Now we know that this was not necessarily true. Another was that he closed the hotel and left it empty for a while before selling it in 1883. Again, not necessarily the case. And there were a few more details about the life of John Fitzpatrick that surfaced as a result of a lot of research.
Well, we understood that John Fitzpatrick was the person who built the Lorne Hotel. And when we started researching what he had done when he came, what he was doing, where he went after he left, we started finding that there was discrepancies between what people had used as common knowledge and what we were finding for bits of truth. And so we at first had been told that he came from the States, and then in 1883 he sold the hotel and went back to the States. And then we've heard various other things where he actually closed the hotel down and then sold it to the Lorne. So it had been to the cliffs where it had been empty for some time. But we didn't believe that some of those things were quite accurate. Well, we had discovered that his wife was here in Comox in November of 1883, and she suddenly died. And we have found the archival record of her death certificate. So we know that she was here at that time, and he wouldn't have left without her. So we know now for sure that they were here until 1883. So that sort of put the myth of him going away and closing up the hotel, so that put that to rest. That didn't happen.
The year 1883 was a profoundly difficult year for Comox's John Fitzpatrick. These circumstances may have contributed to some of the discrepancies in this tale.
So then we did some more research, and we discovered that John Fitzpatrick's father passed away in May of 1883 in Ontario. And he was the oldest son. And so we felt that possibly what he had done is maybe left the area for a few months to help straighten out his family issues. And he may have even left his wife here and then come back here. And then, of course, shortly after he came back, after he'd straightened out his affairs for his father, then his wife took sick and passed away.
So, after an exhaustive search for the answers about this early Comox pioneer, Kay and the crew at the Comox Museum have once again made a real connection to the past. You can find out more anytime by visiting the Comox Museum and Archives online or in person. In Comox, for The Daily, I'm Allison Bly.